Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Caravan of Garbage, where we're wrapping up the Ellen Ripley Alien films.
E-R-A-F. Okay, that doesn't spell out anything rude, so that's fine.
That's great.
ERAF.
That's ours.
The ERAF.
We own that.
Yeah, you got to put it on all the boxes now.
Mm-hmm.
On all the physical media boxes that don't exist anymore.
This one feels...
Very
like,
1997.
I was going to say like it was made a million years after the last.
Yeah, right.
But the second one was made...
It's made 200 years after the last one, James. It's 200 years after.
Why though? Because it's like everything's the same.
No, there isn't. There's laser whiskey now.
Oh, yeah.
You put a block of whiskey, like a solid whiskey in a glass.
You're right.
And then you push a button and a laser turns it into whiskey.
And there's breath door opening.
There is.
Which I think is a joke, but they play it...
For real,
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I want to talk about the writing behind this as well. I want to talk about a bunch of stuff. I want to talk about all the wonderful people who leave a like on this video.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to talk about it.
You want to talk about them
Yeah.
individually?
Yeah.
All right, say one thing about them.
I'm with you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, great.
Yeah,
on this journey.
You think I don't know or care.
Go on.
But I'm with you.
That's the spirit.
Thank you.
We're reaching the end of this journey, which isn't really ending because there's more Alien movies after this, and Alien versus Predator movies, and etc., and comic books and video games. But the end of this four, the famous four.
Well, this is the one that's furthest along in the timeline.
Oh,
as
that's
well.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, canonically. Anyways, what do you do for this, right? Who do you get to direct it? They went to David Cronenberg, and he was like, I would love to make a sequel to Aliens because he felt like his 1975 film Shivers, Alien owes a lot to that. So he was like, wouldn't it be fun if I made an Alien movie? But then he was like, wait a minute, I don't make sequels to my own movies. Why would I make Alien 4?
I've been wasting my life not making sequels to my own movies.
He didn't even make The Fly 2. Someone else made The Fly 2.
I'm going to make Existence too. If in fact I directed that, I'm pretty sure I did. Came out the same year as The Matrix, so everyone forgot about it.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe the year before, everyone forgot about it. But it's sort of weird like that.
That
you
is a
know?
bit, yeah.
What if you went into a computer but everything was guts? And a gun was made out of chicken bones or whatever?
Jude Law?
No, you're thinking of Gattaca.
I know Gattaca.
We're thinking of that guy. You know that guy? He's got a vibe. He's got a sort of Brendan Fraser vibe.
Let me check. It fucking is Jude Law, man.
Is it? Who's the other guy then?
He's got a gun made of chicken bones.
That's what I'm saying.
Willem Dafoe?
No.
Ian Holmes in it?
Yes.
Oh, Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah.
We can't talk about the movie Existence, Mason.
Well, I've got someone in the comments remind. What's the movie I'm thinking of that's like Existence, but it wasn't?
X versus Sever?
No. That's a 0% Rotten Tomatoes movie.
All right, somebody figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyways, Peter Jackson was asked to direct. This was, of course, before his Lord of the Rings movies, but he declined because he couldn't get excited about an Alien film. Paul W.S. Anderson was in talks.
Now, which one is that?
He's the one who directed Alien vs. Predator.
He's the Resident Evil guy,
He
not
is.
Paul. Okay, all
Not
right.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yes,
yeah.
okay, great.
So he couldn't do it due to scheduling, but of course came back to the franchise eventually. Danny Boyle was Fox's first choice after Train Spotting, but his screenwriter and frequent collaborator John Hodge turned it down because they couldn't agree with the studio on a storyline. And then, of course, in comes Jean-Pierre Jeunet.
What do you mean, of course? Like, I know who that is.
Because he directed it.
What else has he done?
Amelie.
Really?
He directed Amelie.
That's great.
I know.
I'm getting some Amelie vibes off this. Winona Ryder's got a certain sense of whimsy about her.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Look at all these magical keys that have breath in them. That's extremely Amelie, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? He was very much a gun for hire. Like, he was happy to do it. The storyline was completely out of his hands. He was just like, can I just film it in my style? And they were like, yeah, go for it. So he got free reign, like, visually, but he was very much tied into a story that was written by Joss Whedon. You know about this?
No, I mean, look, we give a lot of stick to Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
Because of all the stuff he's done.
Yeah.
But, you know, he steered the Avengers, you know, a bunch of, at the time, you know, B to C list characters to, you know, a $1 billion box office run. So,
It's true.
You know.
No,
he knows what he's doing.
Firefly, Buffy, Another Thing.
Dollhouse. When he did that Shakespeare play in his house and they filmed it.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
That thing.
That's fun.
Legendary.
That's probably, yeah. Also, the original idea for this was after Predator 2, and of course Alien 3, was Alien versus Predator.
Of course.
Sigourney Weaver thought this was a terrible idea.
I mean, this is the past, so she hasn't seen Alien vs. Predator and Alien vs. Predator Requiem. I mean, nobody's seen Alien vs. Predator Requiem because you can't. It's too dark.
No, that's right. Do you think she's a fan, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably came around on it.
Well, I haven't seen them.
The original idea for the movie also was for Newt to be cloned, not Ripley. And she would have, considerable strength and fighting skills. And they thought Joss Whedon's great because he'd done Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie at least at that point.
That girl's kicking ass.
That's true. And he wrote a 30-page treatment, but the studio was like, we don't know if fans are going to be on board for this. Also, did she have an alien in her? I don't think so. I think she drowned. I guess they could, wind
give
that
her
back.
water powers.
Yeah, give her water-based powers.
Because all the water's in her lungs.
Give her the powers of Alex Mack.
Yes. Or Ocean Girl.
It's
an Australian reference.
Yeah, that's right. But the studio thought, listen, audiences aren't going to like an alien movie. They're not going to accept it without the character of Ripley.
Yeah. I think it's also quite a canny way to bring her back in the sense that they add a little bit to the alien mythos of like, okay, well, the aliens have genetic memory. So due to the fact that there was an alien in her when she died, they can extract some DNA, and therefore the character of Ripley will remember her past mostly.
Enough.
Yeah.
Enough to be like, oh, this is bad, actually. This is bad, actually?
This is bad, actually, compared to some of the movies I've been in.
Is this bad, though? I think it's the weakest, but it's not dreadful.
Awful.
What the fuck?
I mean, it does feel like a pale imitation of Aliens at times.
The guns are worse. Why are the guns so bad? This is a military facility.
200 years further into the future.
Yeah, man, your gun should be fucking unreal. There should be breath guns.
There should be the Fifth Element guns.
You breathe into it and I don't know. Figure it out.
It just works. And it works cool, all right? We're ideas men. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's got the interesting enough crew of dirtbags, I think. And it's got the worst security team maybe ever. They're like, okay, we've got no weapons in the facility. We've
got an ice button.
Yeah, I'll just metal detect your body, but not your voluminous sleeves that definitely don't have the world's largest retractable handguns in them.
Yeah.
The metal detector's going off. Oh, it's just my thermos.
It's just metal.
It's just my workman's lunch. Doesn't have a gun in it.
Do you want to check my giant chair with all the stuff jutting out of it?
The stuff that looks like triggers and magazines and so forth? No, carry on.
So Sigourney Weaver is back as Ripley 8. We'll talk about why she's Ripley 8 in a minute, but she originally refused to do a fourth Alien film, and when she was asked why she changed her mind, she said, they basically drove a dump truck full of money up to my house. So she got a producer's credit and $11 million.
Nice.
She was originally killed also because she was like, I don't think we can keep this cycle going of I wake up in a place and I'm like, oh, some alien stuff is happening, and everyone goes, we don't think so. So that is also this movie, though.
Yeah.
That's what happens here, essentially.
Yeah.
I don't mind even that they kind of changed her personality in a bit. She's her haircut.
I mean, they did that last time, but I mean, you're not going to bring back traditional Ellen Ripley bushy curls.
It's a good point.
Isn't it, though?
I don't disagree.
Slick back is fine, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine. Just wet. Just wet Mason. Also, there was an idea to include a 9th Ripley clone who was going to be an evil version of Ripley 8. But yeah, I think there is some effective stuff like around the idea of resurrecting this character, because you see all the failed clones, and 7 in particular is just like horrendous.
Yeah. Better kill her in the worst way possible.
Yeah,
She's clearly been suffering. Let's set her on fire for a long time. You don't have one bullet? You don't have one bullet?
No, man.
Okay, all right.
Nah, man.
Fucking waste of ammo.
Also, I feel like there's better genetic material to take. I watched the extended version, and I think they said blood samples.
Okay.
But also in that version, she's like, I remember dying, I think. But that would mean you'd have to get the genetic material from
after she died,
the vat of steel or whatever, and I don't think you'd be getting much there.
No.
Also,
you're suggesting toenail clippings. Maybe there's one toenail.
Yeah.
Maybe she had one toe sitting on the outside of the vat, and they were like, all right, that'll do.
That'll work, I reckon.
That's probably got some memories in it.
I also don't understand why this took like 200 years.
I like the underwater sequences. The scenes in the corridors, not hugely...
They're fine,
They're fine because, again, it's just sort of a shadow of previous movies, but I thought the underwater sequence was quite tense and quite exciting, and it's like, they swim now? They swim now.
Yeah, I think that's a really effective use of the first time we've really seen fully CGI aliens. There are some scenes where they don't look as good, but that underwater stuff, I agree. I really like all of that.
I also think the model work or the creature work is a step up in this one from
it's very
Alien
good.
3, yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I mean, they're certainly wetter, aren't they?
They're certainly wetter. Yeah, the special effects in this are fairly strong. All the ships in this are miniatures, which I think kind of is a nice throwback to, the work of like the 70s and 80s of these movies. Again, just to get back to the crew, I think There's some fun inclusions, like Ron Perlman's great, Brad Dourif's in this, Winona Ryder as mentioned, but I think they do lack the personality of the previous 3 movies.
Dan Hedaya as a general who's suspiciously furry.
Oh,
like
my
when he's woken up, there's
I love that.
There's a red alert. He wakes up and he's in a tank top, and it's like, what other experiments were going on in this facility? What have you been doping yourself
You think
up
he's
with?
a wolfman?
I think he might be a wolfman. Sure.
Oh no. Better than being a Dracula. But the story of this, if you don't mind it, like doing experiments on aliens in a facility.
I don't mind it.
You don't mind it?
No.
Well, there's a comic that came out in 1995 called Aliens Labyrinth, and we did cover it at bigsandwich.co if you are interested, because we've got a comic book club. But I think that is a better version of this. Just trying to do some weird alien human experiments. Right. Trying to test them to see where their loyalties lie, what you can do with them, what you can make with them. I don't know this for a fact, but I feel like Joss Whedon, being a big old nerd with a big old dome, would have read that story.
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't know that for a fact, but I'm calling him a liar and a thief.
That's the spirit.
Thank you.
He'll just add those to the pile.
What about this, though? Here's something that I'm not sure you're going to be on board with.
Okay.
It's the alien-human hybrid.
He looks too sad.
He's very sad,
He looks
isn't
like a sad little man, Was that the intention though? Because towards the end of the movie, we see the ultimate product of this tampering and this cloning, and it's a sort of a white alien.
Yep.
And he's got a bit of a stubbier head, but he's got a human face.
Got the eyes like sunken.
Human-like eyes, and I was just like, no.
Yeah.
Was I supposed to be scared?
I think
because I'm not scared. I know it's a fake movie.
No one said you were scared. You brought that up. I agree. I think there is a lack of menace there. I don't know. I think it's upsetting.
Yeah.
But it's not. I mean, nobody's buying the toy. No one's like, what an amazing design.
Oh, I don't know, man. What about like a Furby version with sad eye action,
Initially, it had giant genitals. Which they had to CGI out because after they made...
maybe just don't build them.
Yeah, maybe don't build them in the first place.
Maybe when you see huge genitals in the script, you're like, maybe that's only 2 words to cut out.
Yeah. They should have put it in a big white pair of underpants.
Absolutely.
In the tradition of Alien.
That's right.
Have it run, or a big diaper. It's a big baby. So the newborn model was mounted on a crane and this complex hydraulic system within it. It was motion controlled by a computer as well as a servo-operated face structure. It had 9 puppeteers and it apparently was the most complex animatronic ever created at the time.
Even considering that time Kermit rode a bike?
Yes, that's right.
Interesting. Wow.
How many puppeteers were on that? It just seemed like he just did it.
Yeah, it's just magic, I think.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. But again, I think design-wise not great. I don't mind the death. I think that's a creative and kind of gory death that it has.
Yeah, It's sucked out through a
tiny little hole.
Tiny little 747 hole,
Yeah, apparently that's an idea that they were going to use for Lambert in Alien 1979, but they were like, we can't do this.
Can't do this.
Obviously.
No. I mean, we could paint a face on a balloon, but some people won't believe in that. So
no. Now, did you watch the regular version of this? I assume
I watched the version on Disney Plus, so I assume that's
probably
the regular version. Yeah,
so
probably the bloody ultra sanitized version.
So you didn't get the genitals either.
No, were they
bloody
in the special
Disney.
edition? Right?
No, they're not.
Okay,
they're not at all. It's a little bit longer, and one of the changes is that the ship lands on Earth at the end, and the crew or what's left of them get out and they have a good look around.
Okay, because it's in the theatrical version, it's somewhat vague as to what's happening on Earth. Like the ship is set to auto navigate to Earth, and it's implied that that's going to be.
Is that good?
It's sort of implied that's going to be bad news for Earth, but it's never. It's also implied in this movie that Earth is an awful place now. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Unlike now.
I was going to say, yeah,
it's good.
Mm-hmm, it's good.
It's good and it's fun.
It is fun.
We have theme parks and stuff.
We have podcasts and YouTube.
We have the Star Wars Disney Hotel.
We have the movie The 13th Floor, which is the movie I was thinking of. That's a bit like.
Is that the Johnny Depp one?
No, it's got Craig Bierko in it.
Oh, Craig Bierko.
Got that Brendan Fraser vibe.
Yeah, he's the jazz guy from Sex and the City.
Yes.
So yeah, they land in France, and behind them is like a wrecked city of Paris.
Wow. Hon, indeed.
Hon.
Sad.
Yeah, that's right. And that was a plan at one point to continue it, set it on Earth.
Okay.
Ripley 8 goes on and etc. But they obviously throw all that out the window. For what might have been, we haven't really talked about this, but Neil Blomkamp was going to do a reboot, which was going to be the new Alien 3, and it was going to bring back Hicks and Ripley and Newt and a bunch of others. It really didn't get past like the initial story stage and some concept art.
Right,
but then Ridley Scott wanted to do Prometheus and some other stuff. And
now he's got that Hollywood juice.
it's in the bin. I don't know. Do you even want to
in the bin, Blomkamp?
Do you want to see that though, like a retooling or reboot kind of thing?
I mean, did Sigourney Weaver want to do that?
I think she did.
I mean, famously, she's not on board with a bunch of sequels until she is.
Yeah.
So,
Galaxy Quest 2.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's make it bad. All right. It's time for
Go on.
Trivia Resurrections.
Whoa.
Now, the basketball shot, everybody knows this. I have to say it. It was one shot, but it goes off screen, so it looks like it might have been faked.
But it is apparently real, yeah.
Yeah. And Ron Perlman nearly ruined it with his reaction because he watched her like...
He went, fake. This is fake.
Apparently, yeah, he watched her do rehearsals and like she didn't make it once when he watched her, and then she just did it on the day.
Did it on the day. That's how you do it.
Jean-Pierre wanted to have a scene where a mosquito bites Ripley, then vanishes into smoke because of her acidic blood. But this was dropped because the effects team were like, no, we can't. Don't make us do that. In the special edition, when number 8 refers to the company, she is told that Weyland-Yutani as a corporation has been bought out by Walmart. I missed that, so that might not be true. But it doesn't seem they exist in the same capacity as they did 200 years prior, and that's capitalism.
Plus, it's self-checkout now.
Oh no!
You want an Android? I want
an Android.
You want some alien DNA or whatever?
Wait, is this Android going to try and kill me at some point?
Yeah, but you can
jam a newspaper in my mouth.
Yeah, but you can put it through as unwashed potatoes or whatever, and nobody will check.
Cool.
It's going to kill you, but at least it was cheap.
All right. The character of Dr. Wren was originally written for Bill Murray.
Whoa.
With the intent, of course, of reuniting him with Sigourney Weaver after their Ghostbusters something.
Well, now it's taken up until Ghostbusters in the New York, cold New York, icy time in New York.
Is she in that one? I thought she was in the previous one. There's like a post-credits.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Fuck those movies. Every single one of them.
Wow.
In the non-canon novel, Aliens Original Sin, it follows the events of this film, and Ripley 8 has become the new captain of the Betty, which she considers to be her nest.
Uh-oh.
That's fun, I think.
Okay, anything else happen in that?
No.
Great.
Oh, this is fun. I love this. Do you like Hollywood shade?
Yes.
Well, here we fucking go.
Here we go.
Joss Whedon was disappointed with the movie, not because of the story, because it mostly remains intact, but he said it was played too straight, and the execution of everything, including the cast and line delivery, it was all wrong. And he didn't realize this, but when he made Firefly, he basically made the crew how he wanted this crew to be.
Oh, I see.
Fun, mucking about ragamuffins.
They are ragamuffins
in
on
trench
Firefly.
coats, cowboys.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But of course, Jean-Pierre blasted Whedon and also the current genre of superhero films, saying he's very good at making films for American geeks, something for morons.
Whoa.
Because he's very good at making Marvel films. I hate this kind of movie. It's so silly, so stupid.
Wow, what did he do after this?
Amelie.
I mean, after that.
A very long engagement or something.
Oh, he made Delicatessen and the City of Lost Children. Those are classics. I apologize, Jean-Pierre Jeunet.
Mason, on a budget of $70 million, this made $161.4 million. Pretty good. The lowest so far.
Disappointing.
With the highest budget. So this obviously took a little bit of a break until AVP. And if you are interested, of course, we have covered those movies. But here's the idea for the sequel, right?
Okay.
The movie was going to be set up for a 5th film that was going to follow Ripley and Cal, the robot.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Winona Ryder's a robot. That's sort of relevant.
Yeah, it is.
Probably the least interesting robot we've had so far.
She's like, don't make me plug it in the computer. I don't like it in there. No, you have to. Okay, I did. It was fine, mostly. Yeah. What was it like in there? Indescribable. And we can't show it.
Joss Whedon was set to write the script, and both Ridley Scott and James Cameron were attached at various points. I would say more as producers. James Cameron, director of Aliens, he did not have a positive opinion on this film, though. Although he admitted to be moved by the idea of Ripley finally returning to Earth, though not in the execution, and liking some of the imagery. But he found the film ridiculous, much preferring Jean-Pierre's A Very Long Engagement, which is a good movie, actually, if you've ever seen it.
I haven't.
Well, you can see it now. Here it is! In its entirety!
Wow!
That's right. That's a callback to We did this joke already in the series. Yeah.
How'd that video go? Did it get demonetized?
No, it was fine. So this one will also be fine.
Yeah, great.
Did you know about BigSandwich.co? That's where if you do want to support this channel, it's like our private Patreon. It is $9 a month, and there's a huge catalog of exclusive stuff.
So much stuff, alien stuff.
That's right. Well, we did a commentary on Prometheus, as mentioned, that comic that we looked at. We looked at Aliens, Colonial Marines, an incredible video game, if you don't mind me saying so.
You hated it.
I didn't have a great time, but it's not as bad as people said it was.
Sure.
But it should be better, but it's not. Also, our Caravan of Garbage is actually go up there early.
That's right.
Including next week's, and here's a hint.
In the 21st century, a weapon will be invented like no other.
Again, that's at BigSandwich.co. Helps keep this ad-free if you are interested. But thank you so much to Lawrence for editing these.
Thank you, Lawrence.
How did he do it?
Computers, probably.
He used his computer.
Yeah. People don't make YouTube videos with, like, cutting out bits of stuff from the newspaper anymore.
It's a lost art.
Isn't it, though?
It's a real shame. Maybe the next one he should do it like that.
I think so, probably.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Grab that gem, you guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.